Hi, good evening from Tel Aviv. My name is Moshe Meiman from East Line, and thank you for letting me interview. What I would like to know is about the participation of Australia in the Eurovision Song Contest. What do you think about it? How come that the Eurovision Song Contest is so popular in a very remote country from Europe? I'm not thinking about Greece, of course, geographically it's not in Europe, but still, to reach Australia, I believe you have to fly almost 30 hours or something like that by flight.
Well, there are lots of reasons why. Australia's been broadcasting the Eurovision Song Contest for longer than many, if not most, European countries. We've been broadcasting it for coming under 40 years now. Secondly, like Israel, we are a country of migrants. We have people from all countries of Europe who've made their home in Australia. I myself was born in the UK, but I live in Australia now. SBS, I'm not from SBS, but the SBS TV is our public sector channel for all the minorities, and they broadcast in 78 different languages, including Hebrew, domestically to the audience at home. So Eurovision is a great way of bringing those diverse audiences together, because radio talks to their audience in language, talks about the artists of the old country, and then everyone comes together and watches the Eurovision Song Contest on TV in English. So there are lots of reasons why it's become very big. It's also great television. Don't forget that. And SBS is very lucky to have the franchise in Australia.
Now, tell me, please. There is a rumor about establishing what they call it Asia or Pacific Eurovision Song Contest.
Well, I've heard, I know Eurovision are trying to get their own system going. There is already a contest organised by the Asian Broadcasting Union, the ABU Song Contest. It used to be a song festival, but they're introducing voting this year, so it's going to become a fully fledged song festival. And I think the first one is in China, coming up later on this year.
So there won't be a contradiction that Australia will participate in both song contests. I mean, on one side, the Eurovision Song Contest, and I think the first time you participated was in Vienna in 2015, if I'm not wrong, and now probably they will ask you to participate also what they call the Asia Vision or whatever they know. I know this under construction, and I mean it's not a contradiction that you will participate in both contests that belong to EBU.
We don't participate in the Asia Pacific contest. We did a few years ago. Dami Im sang in the Asia contest before she sang in Eurovision, for example, but we haven't done that for quite a few years. I think it's basically once we started entering Eurovision, I think we withdrew from the other contests. But these are not my decisions. This is just me observing.
Of course, I know you are not. I know you used to be in the public sector, but now you are a private man. But I think about logical. Of course, you're not issuing Australia, a policy about participation, in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah. No, we haven't participated in the Asian Song Festival, which is now a song contest for quite a few years now.
I see. Let's, with your permission, talk about your singer. I mean, she's one of the people that says she's gonna win in this evening in Tel Aviv. What do you think about it? And in case that Australia is gonna win, where is gonna be the contest? I'm sure not everybody will go to Australia, because this is quite a long journey.
No, there are 26 countries who could still win it tonight. I don't know which one it's going to be. Of course, I'd love it to be Australia. The bookies have got another country in front. We'll see. It's completely up to the public now. The jury's already voted, so that vote's locked in. The remaining vote is the public vote. And about 8:30 on Sunday morning is when in Australian times, when we find out who's won and who's going to be organising Eurovision next year. You never know, Israel might do it again. Israel has a tradition of winning 2 years in a row, so maybe Kobe will pull it off.
Hopefully, because he's a good singer. I mean, he's a vocalist. I hope people will like it, and I'm sure he will do his best, because the gentleman knows the big pressure. What's happened? Eurovision now is on a national level, so nobody wants to embarrass the country. I'm sure he will do his best as is must. As you said, there's 26 countries and only one can go to the channel.
He's a great singer, but also the emotions come across. He communicates. He's very empathetic. And some of the other countries who are near the top of the betting odds come across cold, and you notice that on TV. So we'll see. I've no idea. I've no idea what's going to happen. Last year I had no idea, but I was so happy when Netta won. In almost 20 years of trying, I've only predicted it once, and that was when Portugal won. And most years I don't predict at all. So we'll see what happens tonight.
I see. What do you think about all the organization in here? I mean, because as far as I know, the level in production is quite very high level, and sometimes it's better than the European countries. What do you think about it?
Well, I can't speak for the behind the scenes, backstage.
No, of course, we are in the press center.
Here in the press center, everything works. Everything worked from day one. It's continued to work. The staff are so flexible. For example, the official opening hours at the moment are from midday, but they let us in at 9 o'clock in the morning because I have to do lots of early stuff for Australia. It was, other countries, they used to keep the doors locked until the official opening time, which made it quite difficult for someone with quite a big time zone difference. Here in Israel, they said, okay, well, the centre isn't staffed until midday, but you can come in and use the facilities.
Well, flexible people we understand all the limitations and capabilities, and also the limitation of hours, especially the different hours between Israel and Australia. So I'm sure they were trying to facilitate and to ease the life. Now, what do you think about Tel Aviv and Israel as a country? Do you think you're going to recommend to your fellows to visit this country?
Oh, I've certainly been talking about Tel Aviv a lot on air. I've been talking about how friendly the people are, how clean the city is, how the architecture actually reminds me a little bit of Gold Coast. Gold Coast is where we hold our national final. Lot of tower block buildings there as well. Although the building a little further apart in Gold Coast, but it's amazing the similarity between the two cities. And I've nothing but good things to say about Tel Aviv. It was so easy to get into the country. I was a bit worried about the airport access and everything, and no, that was so easy. I'm staying in an Airbnb, and very, very friendly hosts I have. So I've really enjoyed my time at Tel Aviv. Of course, 2 weeks is a long time, so I'm looking forward to going home on Sunday.
Israel is like Australia. We have a lot of minorities, even among the Jewish people. We shouldn't have any problems with languages, with food. I mean, really, city is completely open, friendly city. Okay, thank you for the interview, and it was nice interviewing you. And I wish you and, of course, Australia to do well tonight in the final. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll give you my card for the correct spelling.